Colossians 4 verse 6 reads, "Let your conversation be always full of grace, seasoned with salt, so that you may know how to answer everyone." So the third way to share Christ with others is to guard your speech for the sake of the gospel. In the verse we read just now, the first instruction is to let your conversation always be full of grace. This means that the words that come out of our mouths should be purposeful, edifying, loving, thoughtful, and kind. Proverbs 26:25 teaches us that our speech not only should sound gracious, but should not hide hatred, folly, and sin. Matthew 5:13 reads, "You are the salt of the earth." Salt is so common and inexpensive now, but it was a very precious commodity during the times of Jesus. Action of salt is quiet, but it is profound. We know that it fights against decay, though we cannot see it perform its task. The Greek word called salt means charitas, meaning grace, because it gives flavor to food. It's amazing what a pinch of salt can do to bring out the flavor of food. Salt can also create thirst. We have heard a saying, you can lead a horse to the water, but you cannot make it drink. However, if you add a little salt to the hay, we will encourage it to drink. Jesus said in Matthew 5:11, "You are the salt to the earth." What did he mean when he said that? A Christian, by his courage, by his hope, his cheerfulness, and kindness, brings new flavor into his own life and into the life in the society in which he lives. We, through our actions and speech, are to prevent corruption in the world. We are to be forces that prevent a decay in the society. Our holy living should influence the world. We ought, through our prayer life and speech, preserve truth and goodness. As salt, we may seem cheap and insignificant to the worldly people, and we should never give in to Satan's lies that we are ineffective and can be effective only when we are in large numbers. To make ourselves effective, the first instruction here in Colossians is to let our conversation always be full of grace. This was a testimony that people gave concerning Jesus in Luke 4:22. All spoke well of him and were amazed at the gracious words that came from his lips. In Psalm 141, verse 3, David writes, "Set a guard over my mouth, O Lord. Keep watch over the door of my lips." So the first step is guarding our speech for the sake of the gospel. Secondly, let our words be seasoned with salt, meaning a speech that guards against corruption and is also attractive or appealing to others. Ephesians 4:29 reads, "Do not let unwholesome talk come out of your mouth, but only what is helpful for building others up according to their needs, that it may benefit those who listen." I repeat, do not let unwholesome talk come out of your mouth, but only what is helpful for building others up according to their needs, so that it may benefit those who listen. The word unwholesome means rotten, useless, or unprofitable. Like rotten fruit or rotten fish, it will not nourish anyone. It contaminates, makes you sick, and it smells bad and creates an unpleasant atmosphere for all. So Paul tells us to get rid of it, that unwholesome speech, like you would get rid of rotten fish. Are you willing to guard your mouth from unwholesome talk today and the days ahead? Be blessed.